I've been doing this with Mr. Kofi Bento with Imani Africa and Dr. Priscilla Trimisi-Bafo, Senior Lecturer at the Department of Economics at the University of Ghana. We quickly have to wrap up and hand over to Daniel Dadzi, but I would like to give you just a minute each, Mr. Bento. You've spoken about the EC not putting themselves in this tight corner, trying to give the elections, but quickly wrapping up on what we heard from Dr. Sribo Kweku. 5 p.m. is a time they've set for themselves. Your thoughts on that, and I'll take you, Doc, quickly as we wrap up.
All well and good. What I said, I still stand by. The EC should not feel bound to put out the results by all means by 5 p.m. If they have results that they can stand by and they are sure everything is fine, then they should put it out. But if they do, what it means is that as of right now that we've gone about 110 districts, then they do have results of 110 districts. Why haven't they put it out? Okay, the EC should focus on what their core duty is. I'm happy they have this setup which is delivering for them. Okay, if you can do it and do it right by 5 p.m., fine. But don't feel in a haste to do. There are recounts going on as we speak. Okay, so kudos to them.
All right. All right, Doc, quickly.
I am also happy that the EC is not taking that long because the longer it takes, the more people get agitated. So, I mean, we are all glad that this will be over soon.
All right. Sorry I had to rush you on that one, Doc. But thank you so much for gracing our studios. But I take you quickly to the NDC's headquarters. The General Secretary, Johnson Isiedin Ketia, is addressing the press.
That a box can be opened at the collation center for recounting. So, if no such move is initiated at the polling station, nobody, and I repeat, nobody, including the constituency returning officer, has no right to open any box for any recounting at the collation center. We know that this recounting is illegal, but if you yield to it, it will be done and the results will be announced, only for you to challenge and they will tell you go to court. So make sure that the recounting does not happen in the first place. And I'm urging all our party foot soldiers to stand up and defend the verdict of the people. Even though we are not by law required to act as the national returning officer for the presidential elections, it must be indicated again that the returning officer does not generate the results. The results are declared at the polling station. And so if you have copies of the results at the polling station, then you can do your addition. The chairperson of Electoral Commission can do their addition as well. And so if there is any controversy, it will be about whose figures were right. But the basic data is available, and it's available at the polling station. And we can project that President Mahama is heading towards victory. Because there's a very strong correlation between presidential results and parliamentary results. Everybody knows this. And in fact, that was the claim of MPP at the Supreme Court when we were there. They didn't understand why the presidential results, they claim, differed significantly from the parliamentary results and so on. But these elections indicates a very strong correlation between the presidential results and the parliamentary results. So we are calling, there is another issue that must be addressed. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the Electoral Commission declaring that they will be announcing the winners of the presidential elections 24 hours after the election. Now the results are collated at the National Collation Center. We used to call it the Strong Room. The name has since changed from Strong Room to National Collation Center. And normally, the results keeps trickling in as and when they are declared on the field. We are worried that, as at now, there are some regional offices where collation has not started at all. When the same commission's returning officers have declared the results in the various constituencies, why is it that the collation has not started? And the Electoral Commission still insists that they will be declaring the final results 2 hours from now. What is happening? Transparency requires that as and when the results trickle in, they are certified and made available to the public so that everybody can follow the trend of the results. We are not going to sit down for the Electoral Commission to compile results in all the so many polling stations throughout the country, and then to announce a bulk figure to the nation when there is no basis of checking and cross-checking. At least by now, we should have gone over more than half of the presidential results, so that even as we wait for those that have not been counted yet, there will be sufficient time for us to be scrutinizing what has been certified. Our officers from the National Collation Center just indicated to us that the results has just started trickling in less than 2 hours ago or so.
1 hour.
Less than 1 hour ago. What has been happening? Between 5 p.m. yesterday and now, such that this competent, quote-unquote, Electoral Commission couldn't have certified results of at least 100 constituencies as far as the presidential elections are concerned. Our officers are in Koforidua now, at the Electoral Commission's offices. But the commission has not started any process of collation at all at the regional level. So what is happening? We want to call on the international community. We want to call on peace-loving Ghanaians, the traditional authorities, to urge the Electoral Commission to do the right thing and to warn the Commission that any false step will come along with serious consequences. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. And to recap, I'm saying that NDC has captured Parliament as we speak now. And because of that, NDC will select the next Speaker of Parliament and the next First Deputy Speaker of Parliament and all the chairmen of parliamentary select and standing committees. I wish also to emphasize that there is pressure from the headquarters of the Commission and the government on the various returning officers who have declared and certified the parliamentary election results according to powers vested in them by law, to revise and do recounting, recollation, and so on, which are all illegal. And we want the various citizens who cast the vote to be ready to protect that vote and to make sure that nobody steals their verdict. These things are happening, according to our results reports, in Sehuyo, so as we speak now, in Upper Dinchira West, Gomoa East, Techimai South, and many other places. I believe that the MPP is in a very uncomfortable situation because whatever they do, it is clear that NDC controls Parliament now. So that is why they are putting pressure on the Commission to try and find ways of manipulating results that have been already declared for our parliamentary candidates. And that is why I'm calling on the electors to rise and protect their vote. I want to thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. I believe that by tomorrow morning, President John Dramani Mahama would have been declared the elected president of the Republic of Ghana. No, if anybody wants to ask a few questions.
Share with it, we know more. Okay, so I would like to find out whether journalists in here have any questions for the General Secretary. If you have any question here, you can raise up your hand. I will call you to identify yourself and your media organization, and then you can ask your question. Please, are there any questions? There are no questions. Okay, then.
Sami Jemfi is Communications Officer for the National Democratic Congress. Speaking after his General Secretary Johnson Esiedun Ketia there raised some concerns about the Electoral Commission's plans for later this evening.